Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk about life. Our guests will share their life story. We want you to success in life and business. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk about life. We're going to speak on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are going to witness. Business with a servant's heart. With hosts Steve, Ramon, and Ray. Inspiration, education talks. Listen to the podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. I am so thrilled to have you join us today. Got a little personal story behind this podcast I'm going to do, and I'll tell you a little bit in the beginning. But we explore this idea of the servant's heart. How do you implement that in your work and daily personal lives? We're going to show you how to do that. Our guests are going to motivate you, inspire you, and educate you how to use that either in their industry, in their life, or both. Imagine making an impact every day with somebody. I get to do that every day, especially on these podcasts. So that's the goal here. Learn how you can make more of an impact in your world. And I want to thank my great sponsor today, Pantheon. Imagine joining a community of high-income entrepreneurs and business leaders who are building a very cool thought leader platform to grow and impact the world, but also grow your business. For more information, you'll give the show notes, have the link there, or you can reach out to me and I'll get you more information. Also, too, here's your homework today. Think about how you're going to serve yourself and others today and what impact you're going to create today. Let's not wait. Make that impact today after listening to this great show. So my guest today has something, should not be unique, and it bothers me when it is. A lot of people don't know this happens. I did own a e-cycling company from 2006 to 2013, and it's crazy how many computers and all that technology and electronics that we got. Most of the time it goes in a landfill, and you could just make a picture in your head, an image in your head, what that looks like. I've seen it. I'm sure my guests seen it. It's not good. And it's not good at all. So let's bring our guest on. Loren, welcome to the show.
Hi, Steve. Nice to be here.
E-cycle, recycling electronics. Why?
Well, there's lots of reasons why. One is we don't want to put toxic metals and other things into the earth. That's one reason. Number two is we are, as a society, we're going to run out of the metals and other components that is needed to make the next generation. And we've all heard about what it takes to mine, all the resources it takes to mine those items. So let's use, the old ones that are in the old equipment as much as possible. But in our case, it's something, even before we get to that point, we want to give those retired computers a second life. Many organizations, as you know, and as your listeners probably know, many organizations replace their employees' computers after 3 or 4 or 5 years. And guess what? Most computers have a life of 8 or 9 or 10 years. So let's not put it in the landfill. Let's not even recycle it for those components yet. Let's give it a second life with somebody who needs it most. And that's what we do at PCs for People. We refurbish those retired corporate computers for low-income households that currently don't have a computer or don't have enough computers.
I wish I knew you 20 years ago. It's such a cool concept. When I first met you, it's like, because I didn't do that. I did that to get it out of the landfill. And I did sell at the time, nobody was doing what you're doing, which is fantastic. Here's the cool thing. Everybody needs technology nowadays to make a doctor's appointment, to buy a plane ticket. We need some type of technology. And you're offering that to people that would never have access to it before, right?
Yeah, there's lots of people out there who just, if it's a choice between paying the electric bill or buying the groceries or getting a computer or subscribing to internet, computer and internet are going to be lower on the list because you need food, you need electricity, and people run out of money, so they don't have the money to be able to get a computer or pay a monthly internet service. So we make both of those available at very, very low costs. Right now, about 40% of low-income households in America lack access to a computer or internet because of that.
That's a big number. Loren, God bless you and your company and your foundation as a nonprofit doing that, because you're making an impact. Like I started in the beginning of the show, which is why you're here. You have a servant's heart of helping. And there's no cost for somebody. A company can reach out to you and go, hey, I got 50 computers I'm replacing. You take care of it for no cost, right?
Yeah, so if the organization is located near one of our 12 locations around the country, say within a 4-hour drive or so, we'll send our truck and our team out to pick up the computers. We'll take them back to our closest tech center. We will securely delete all of the data and provide reporting back. And we are certified for data deletion. We didn't make up a secure, safe process. We are certified by the National Association of Information Destruction to destroy data. And then we turn around and like I said, we take as many computers as possible and refurbish them to redistribute.
Can't make it any easier than that. Audience, I know you're listening. Raise your hand. It can't be any easier than that. And I love the data, because that was 50% of my questions when I get calls. Hey, what do you do with our, especially companies? Hey, what do you do with our data? We shred the hard drives. They wipe. I use the third-party company, and you guys do it in-house, which is really cool. Tell us a story of a low-income family or group of families that you brought computers and electronics to change their life.
Yeah, so we actually, one of our community impact managers 2 or maybe it was 3 weeks ago told me the story of a woman who came into one of our retail stores, and our retail stores are just for low-income folks to shop at. She came in, she was a victim of domestic violence in another state. She had picked up, taken her children, moved to her new state of residence, was able to get housing, was about ready to start a job, but didn't have a computer. And she found her way into the PCs for People store, where my colleague helped her out with a computer. And by the time they were wrapping up the computer for her to take it home, this woman had tears in her eyes, just so tears of joy that she was able to get a computer with the very limited budget that she had.
Life-changing. I know technology, and there's both sides of the fence. Oh, we have too much, but it's life-changing because we just need technology now. 20 years ago, maybe not. We needed to dispose of it. But did we really? I mean, you probably did, but nowadays there's no arguing that. Even the 80, 90-year-olds have iPads. My mom's 91. She's on her iPad all the time, loving it. It's great for her. There's a phrase that I've heard before, and I heard when I had recycling, digital divide. Explain that.
Yeah, digital divide is it's really the haves and the have-nots. And those of us who are the haves, who have a computer, who have high-speed internet, that's what's allowing you and I to speak right now, Steve. We both have a computer and high-speed internet. Many of us take it for granted that we can get on the computer, we can pay our bills, we can watch a movie, we can connect with a loved one, we can apply for a job, we can take a class. But those are all things that you can't do if you don't have access to a computer or internet. And for a long time, I think we would say, well, those people can just go to the public library. And it's true. A lot of libraries have added computers and internet, and you sign up and you get 30 minutes or something, which, if you're writing a term paper, 30 minutes isn't enough, but you could do certain things if you did that. And then the pandemic hit. And we told people, stay home and do your work remotely, stay home and do telehealth, stay home and take your classes remotely. And that's when the digital divide, really became obvious. And those of us who tried to ignore it and couldn't ignore it anymore. And that's actually PCs for People grew our footprint quite a bit during the heart of the pandemic, when the need was really evident to a lot of our country's leaders.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. It's such an incredible story, kind of forced us into technology. I forgot about telehealth. It's so much easier when you're not feeling good Instead of backing up our doctor's offices or emergency rooms, just jump on a computer or a tablet or phone, go, hey, I've got this problem. But you need to need those equipment to do that. This sounds so awesome. And being in it is more awesome than I thought. What's the challenges promoting this? Because it's free, so no cost to a person or a company. And you're doing such good things, social impact. What's your challenges promoting it? How can me and the audience help?
Well, just by spreading the word about what we're doing. You know, we're a nonprofit. We're not going to have an ad on the Super Bowl, right? We're not going to have billboards by the highway, or you're not going to see advertisements from us. So it's just spreading the word of mouth. You hosting me today, your listeners who work at businesses, whether they're the CEO who can probably just make that decision, let's start sending our computers to PCs for people, or the administrative assistant who may have nothing to do with the computers, but is willing to ask and find out, check with the IT department. Hey, what are we doing with our old computers anyways? How about checking out PCs for people? They could be a really great partner. Just getting the word out there is really imperative to us.
And audience, please do. And here's another reason why I remember, and this probably happens to you, Loren, companies have antiquated computers because they don't want to get rid of them because they don't know what to do with them. They're not going to store them in a storage closet, or if they do, it affects their business. So audience, if you got somebody out there, it's like they got 3, 5-year-old computers, here's their option. Of course, they got to have the budget to buy new computers, but if you've been thinking about it, and that's a stopping point, reach out, have them reach out to Loren. I'll get all his contact info so you can do that. This sounds so cool. I wish I could work with you. What motivates you to be part of this?
Well, so this is my first nonprofit job in a 30 plus year career working in computer hardware. Prior to here, I always worked for companies that sold computer hardware, bought surplus computer hardware, and leased computer hardware. My most recent role was at IBM in the IBM Global Financing division, where I managed leases of personal computers to Fortune 2000s and government entities. So I was very familiar with kind of the life cycle of corporate computers, organizational computers. And then when I heard that PCs for People was going to open a couple locations in Illinois, where I live, I said, that's a great model. I love that. I'm going to like volunteer for PCs for People. I'm going to make some local intros around Chicago for PCs for People. And I got in touch with somebody at PCs for People, and we started talking, and a few months later, they hired me. And I've been here close to 4 years, building relationships to bring in more computers to our mission.
Not to say anything bad about your other jobs, IBM, I'm sure there were good jobs. I would assume this is probably more rewarding than the other jobs you have.
Oh yeah, it's very, very fulfilling. I am grateful to all the other jobs I had because they really gave me skills that I can bring to this job. But I'm really fulfilled every day in this job.
Now I know why you're doing it. I forgot that you were in computers for so many years. It's a perfect segue. It's like natural. How can people help? Can they volunteer if they're in your area? There's other ways besides just marketing and promoting this. They can help with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So getting the word out is huge. We have volunteers come into our tech centers all over the country. Everyone works a little bit differently, but we have programs where a group can come in one time for 2 hours and help out, or an individual can come in, week after week or once a month or whatever their availability is. And there's always, when we're bringing in, hundreds of thousands of pounds of computer equipment, there's always work to be done to sort components, to assemble and disassemble, to clean keyboards. There's so many jobs to be done. We have staff that does it, but we certainly supplement with volunteers. So that's one way to help. Getting the word out is a way to help. And then getting the word out on the other side, and the distribution side, is important too. Any of your listeners who are either directly connected with a low-income family, or might be connected or on the board of a nonprofit that serves low-income families, definitely we want to be a resource to those organizations and those families. So getting the word out on that side, of course, is very important.
Such a great idea. That's really cool because partnerships will be powerful for you, especially with people doing different things for low income veterans, homeless, things like that. Um, E-cycling still has misconceptions. People know more now than when I did it. But what are some misconceptions you can answer for people listening? They're like, I don't think I'm going to use that.
Well, I mean, people could think that that it really is going into a landfill, and
Mm.
I guess it could be in some cases, but not with us. We you already know our primary mission with the computer equipment, but anything that's too old or too broken, we still keep out of landfills. We only work with responsible recyclers, and that's an R2 certification. So a lot of certifications in our world, the data deletion and the recycling. So we only work with R2 recyclers, so nothing goes into landfills. So I guess it could be a misconception that your recycler is putting things in landfills, and they could be if they're not, if they aren't an R2 recycler or partnering with an R2 recycler. So that would be the big one. And then I guess the fear of the data being leaked is probably the other thing. Oh, I'm going to give it to a nonprofit. They don't know how to delete data. Well, we're all about deleting data, so no need to worry there.
Could people come down and see your process and go, oh yeah, they are deleting them or they are shredding hard drives? Can they, is the ability to do that?
Yeah, we have, so each location works a little bit differently. I know in Chicago, we're going to be setting up some tours in July, June or July as part of Tech Chicago Week. It's a big week-long program with events all over and around the city of Chicago related to technology, and tours of PCs for people. And our operation will take place to the public then. And then we're happy to do ad hoc tours to other folks, partners, potential partners, or anybody in our ecosystem.
We've talked a lot about business, but let's talk real quick about individuals. Spring's coming. Spring's here. I guess April is spring. I'm not real good at all that. Spring cleanup. We hear spring, spring into the summer cleanup. Talk about that aspect.
Yeah, so Earth Day is this week, actually. And a lot of people are thinking about, recycling is top of mind and doing things for the earth. So individuals can drop off their computers and other electronics at any of our facilities. We can't send our truck out, unfortunately, for one computer from one household, just because of our scale and because of the overhead costs. We have a 15 computer minimum to pick up in any of our metro areas. But we've had some individuals and small groups take initiatives. Think a Rotary Club or a committee at a public library who say, I have a bunch of computers. I know my neighbors do. I know the other folks in the Rotary Club do. They'll do a collection on our behalf. They'll collect more than that 15 computer minimum, and then we'll come out and pick up those computers as long as they have a place to store them till we can get out and pick up. And oftentimes you'll have a member who has a little bit of warehouse space, a spare conference room in the office where they work. So individuals can kind of band together in that way and collect equipment, and we'll come get it, or they can drop off at one of our locations.
Yeah, I can see a block party, an e-cycle block party.
Yeah.
And because that's the biggest thing is people either keep those computers. I used to do that before I got into recycling. I've talked to a lot of people. Oh, you got a place? I've been looking for a place.
Yes.
So I love that you do that. And it's understandable. It's a nonprofit. Even a business is not worthwhile. Now, I used to do individual, but my guys would do 20 stops in a day. So we'd pick up 20 pieces, which would pay us enough to cover costs and put, money in the bank. What does the future of PCs for people look like? What are we going to be excited about here in the next 3 to 5 years?
So we're opening our 12th location next month in Virginia, and
Love it.
Probably we'll want to get to about 16 or 18 locations throughout the United States to be really close to both the need, where there's a high density of low-income households that need computers, though we do ship to all 50 states, so we are actually serving the whole country now, but also to be reasonably close to the major sources of supply, which are, like I said, businesses, colleges, any kind of institutional users of computer equipment. So I would see us opening probably another 6 or so locations in that time frame if things go as planned.
So you mentioned something about shipping. So I'm in San Jose. I have a low income family. They can go online and buy a computer for you, and you'd send a laptop and send it to them.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I didn't know that, audience. There's another way you can help. People that are struggling, we'll get all the information in a minute here from Loren. I keep talking to you. This gets better and better. It's like the gold pot just keeps growing. It's so cool. Last question. If somebody's in California or Idaho or Texas and hearing this, can they reach out to you and say, hey, I want to start something out in my area?
So that's not my role at PCs for People, but we
Okay.
do have somebody here who does examine new markets to go into. And I know that she will talk with people in places where we do not yet have a PCs for People. And we look for partnerships. It's imperative for us when we hit the ground to have some partnerships, some funding partners. We like to have some connections with some of the larger businesses and colleges in town so we can start that flow of decommissioned computers. So as soon as we get the building set up, the certification set up, the truck in place, the basic staff set up, we can start, having impact right away.
Big dreamers. That's for you big dreamers out there. Even helping even more is think of other ways because we need more locations of this because it's doing so good. We've come to the end, but I like to ask a fun question, even though we've talked business and what you do. So I've reserved a table at a restaurant for you, a table of 4. One chair you're going to occupy. There's 3 empty chairs. Who would you invite, whether they're dead or alive, and what food would you order?
Oh, wow. Well, lately I've been really feeling like I want some good pizza. So I would go with pizza. And I would probably invite my great grandparents to sit with me. Although when I was very young, I knew a couple of my great grandparents, but I would want to meet my great grandparents when they were younger, when they were in their 20s or 30s, and kind of learn more about where I came from. I know stories, but to meet them, sit at a meal with them would be amazing.
Very cool. I would also invite Steve Jobs because I'd love you to tell a story about this to Steve Jobs and how he's probably going to light up like a firecracker because I think he would. Just knowing him, I know he's quirky and all. That's not what I'm talking about. I
Yeah,
think deep
yeah,
down, he saw an option because I think he knew this was going to be a problem because you
yeah,
start selling a bunch of computers, they don't last forever.
yeah.
Like humans, we don't last forever, good or
Yeah, yeah.
bad. So,
Plus, let's face
yeah,
it, it doesn't hurt for the tech producers to have that life cycle keep rolling. They can sell the next generation. The older generation goes to somebody who can't afford the new generation, but let's let them have a taste of it. Let's let them have a resource. In our case, you get a computer, you can do some job training, you can do some upskilling. And actually, if you have a second, I've got a really quick story.
yeah.
I was presenting to a civic group called Chai Hack Night or Chicago Hack Night, which is a group that uses publicly available data. They're not stealing or hacking anything in that way. They use publicly available data for good things, and they meet and they hack together once a week, and they have occasional guest speakers like myself. At the end of my presentation, a woman raised her hand and said, I love what you guys are doing. I got a computer from you 4 years ago, and that's why I'm here today. And a skilled technologist 4 years later that's giving back. So even Apple and Microsoft is a supporter of ours by licensing their operating system very inexpensively. They know that our customers, our clients, can't afford a new computer and paying the full Windows license. But if they can get one today, they can upskill, and tomorrow or in 2 or 3 years, they'll be going to Best Buy or Dell.com and buying a new one and paying for the next generation of Windows and all the other great
Yeah.
software.
And nothing against tech companies, Apple and all you, but you build so many features that people don't use. You're a computer guy like I am. We don't use half the features they give us. So a scaled down computer, laptop, phone, tablet will work just fine for the basic stuff that you need to do. Well,
Yep.
Loren, you're an absolute blessing. God bless what you're doing. Audience, let's get out there and share this. How can they reach out to you and find out more or be involved?
So probably the easiest way is if you go to our website, which is www.pcs, so PCS for FOR, people.org. And on our website, it's a very simple to use website. If you just look at the menu at the top about get technology, donate technology, there's information about our data deletion process, and there's various contact forms on there to reach out to us.
What a great way, audience, to share. If you got a company that's I'm in California, Northern California, they tell you, hey, I got to get rid of computers. Well, just jump on their website, send them, see if they can help. And if they can't, they'll work with you. So I love that. You make it super simple. I'm not surprised. This foundation's simple, make it very easy. And thanks again, Loren, for being on and taking the time. And audience, here's your last call to action. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. But here's why, and this is a perfect show to do that. You're listening and you're going, hey, my friend's got a company. He's got 100 computers sitting in his warehouse. Well, share this link, listen 10 minutes. He's going to go, I'm reaching out to PCsForPeople.org to donate or help or whatever it may be. That's a true gift because you help somebody. You impacted them. We start the show with change and impact. That's what podcasts can do, whether it's my podcast or somebody else's. If that show resonates with you or somebody you know, share it. Because I guarantee you're going to make an impact some way, somehow. With that being said, me and Loren want to thank all of you either watching or listening to this podcast. We'll see you on the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Steve.